Hello and welcome to the session on follower force in OptiStruct. In this session, we are going to see how to set up a deck with follower force. For this tutorial, let us consider this beam model. It is constrained in all degrees of freedom at one end, and it is subjected to a force of 100 Newton at the other end. These are some of the mandatory cards that has to be used. So whenever follower force is used, we have to use a large displacement analysis. The follower force can be activated using param follower. We will get multiple options to select from. For example, if we select -1 and 0, the follower force calculation is deactivated. Now if we select 1, for pressure load, both element surface area and the direction of load is involved in the calculation of follower force. Similarly, if we select 2, for pressure load, only element surface area is considered to calculate the follower force. And if we select 3, for pressure load, only load direction is considered to calculate the follower force. Now let us see a demo. Let us open Hypermesh. First we have to set the user profile. Next let us import the model. Browse from the location where the model is saved and click on import. Next check whether the model is designed with the material and the property. Also the parameters related to nonlinear analysis is defined. Next we have to create the load collector for the force and the SPC. To create the load collectors, right click on the model browser, create load collector. Let us give the name as SPC. Let us create one more load collector for force. Make sure the card image is set to none for both SPC and force. Next we have to apply the force and the constraint. To do that, let us go to analysis, constraints. Make sure that the load collector is SPC. Select the node where the SPC has to be defined. Select the degrees of freedom that has to be constrained and set the load type to SPC and click on create. This creates the constraints. Now let us apply the force. Click on return. Go to forces. Set the current load collector to force. Select the node where the force has to be defined. Using N1 and N2, select the direction. Make sure that the load type is set to force 1. Enter the magnitude as 100 and click on create. This defines the force. Click on return. The next step is to create the load step. To create the load step, right click in the model browser, create load step. Let us give the name as follower. In the entity editor, set the analysis type to nonlinear quasi-static. For SPC, refer the SPC created. Click on OK. For load, specify the force and also refer the nonlinear parameters. This defines the load step. Next, let us create some control cards. Go to Analysis, Control Cards. The first control card is to activate the large displacement analysis. Search for param. Search for LGDisp. Check the box next to LGDisp and set it to 1. This activates the large displacement analysis. The next step is to activate the follower force. To do that, search for follower. Check the box next to follower and set it to 1. The next one is hash assembly. Search for hash assembly and set it to yes. This will reduce the memory requirement. Next, search for unsymmetrical solver and set it to no. The unsymmetrical solver has to be used whenever there is a contact with the friction more than 0.2. Click on return. Next, let us define screen is equal to out. Click on return. Search for global output request. Check the box next to displacement, stress and strain. This will give the output of displacement, stress and strain. Click on return. Once the tech is defined, we can use the model checker to see if there is any error. Go to tools, model checker, OptiStruct and click on run. As there is no error, we can export the model. Click on the export icon. Save the model in the desired location. Let us give the name as follower and click on export. Make sure that the export option is set to all and click on export. Once the model is exported, we will get the .fem file which we have to refer in the OptiStruct solver. Let us open the OptiStruct solver. So this opens the run manager. We have to refer the .fem file in the input file section. We can also define the run options and click on run. This will run the nonlinear analysis. Once the analysis is completed, we have to load the .h3d file in the Hyperview. We have already run this analysis and loaded the results in Hyperview. Now let us open Hyperview. These are the results. As you can see in the first window, the analysis is run without the follower force, and in the second window, the analysis is run with the follower force. As you can see, without activating the follower force, the behavior is not proper. It is giving very large displacement compared to the with follower. This is how activating the follower force will help capture the correct behavior of the model. This is how we can use follower force. Thank you.